Hey guys, Thomas Leroy here. Well, I think things are improving still. I know that heaven's going to keep me climbing and going higher, and I praise the good Lord above for that. And also praise Him for their driving off that thing that was climbing up on us, the hot thing that was trying to make us sick and stuff. They've been driving that off and getting rid of that from me, so that's going to be a lot better because basically all it does is make you feel kind of nauseous or something. Maybe it's trying to help me with my fast. I tell you, the one thing is it certainly does make it easier to not eat whenever you've already got something making your belly feel queasy. But yeah, I'm really happy that they're fixing that so I don't have a hot belly, but instead have me a nice cool belly full of peace and calmness instead of that other stuff. And I'm real happy that they're driving that thing off from me. Again, we renounce any agreements with these things, whether it be the evil witch, Chris, or any of the other people of darkness or fire, magic. Any agreements we might have made with them unknowingly, because we certainly didn't knowingly make any agreements with them. So we renounce that and we ask that the heavens rebuke them from us and reject them from us. And reject from us all things of fire, regardless of their claims, because of course we're not in love with any of them. Don't love any of them, and wouldn't make a deal with them to do anything with. So no, we're not in the true love thing or whatever it is, where evil things are part of you. No, we rejected and refused all that a long time ago. No, it's got to be for any type of partnering type of situation. There has to be with that which is day and not the other, that which is not night. Because of course, again, we are day, only day, and heaven makes me day without the darkness, shadow, or night, and without the other. If that's not the other, because I think anything night must be the other. And I really do praise them for helping us out like that and raising us up and giving us the victory over all of those, so that no more do they have any place here, or can manufacture a place, or come up with an excuse that gives them a place here. That's the ultimate goal, and that's part of the story. Again, what is our story? Well, victory over all that is darkness, and moving on up and doing our stuff, and meeting with success and victory, all these blessings that's been promised to us, and getting on up and out of the darkness. And the reason why I say that again is I heard that Natasha Bedingfield song about how the rest is yet unwritten. Well, I've made it clear, very clear. The only story we really have is our separation from Chris, the evil witch. Anything that is the dragon, Donald, Sylvester, Sylvia, Thomas Lee, all their friends, family, and associates, all those of the former bloodline that could claimed me, because, in other words, free from all of them that are not of the light, are not supporters of the day, are not supporters of my victory, not supporters of my success or my ascension. That's our story. That's the first victory, is to be made separated from all those and unavailable and inaccessible to them and by them. So there's no question about who we are or who we're for. We're just light for the heavens above. Probably in a nice blue suit from head to toe. And well on our way to be with those of our kind. Day. To be surrounded by day. And hang out with nice people. Or day people. That's our story. And of course, after that, it gets a lot better and easier. And there's no reason for me to have to write all that, because it's basically a story of being reunited with our people, God people, the light, people of light, and all that, without being, any of these other things that would keep me down, who would keep me from ascending or having success or victory, without any of those being attached to me. Free of them. In other words, the victory, which is deliverance from those things and being made in such a way that, nope, there's no coming back to us, and there's no latching back onto us or using our energy or in any way having any access to me or my body or my energy. Kind of basically the freedom promised to us by the book. And, it's obvious, that everything they say is a lie. And it's being made obvious to everyone involved that they are the liar. That these are black people who lie and lie and lie and cheat and steal, and not this, but them that we're trying to be detached from. The dragon, which that says it all. It doesn't have anything to do with, love or romance or partnerships of any sort, because we have never made knowingly any agreement with them. Can you imagine, basically, the devil shows up one day and says, "Oh, I'm a part of you. I'm your partner." Really, why's that? Well, we have an agreement. What agreement is that? Oh, we have an agreement, and and all it is something dead wanting not to be completely dead forever, and not having any access to the good stuff, trying to latch onto something that is slated for promotion into heaven and life and all that. In other words, a light. But the story is no, they fail. They fail at that. They can't keep me down, and they won't be able to keep me down, and they won't be able to attach anything to me, and they won't be able to latch on to me or make connections to me so that they can put bad stuff on me or just make me hot or anything like that. They won't be able to share any of their energies with me, because we don't want any of their energies. That's just as true as anything. And for the again, we said goodbye. Again, goodbye, Chris. Goodbye, Donald. Goodbye, Sylvia. Goodbye, Sylvester. Goodbye, Thomas Lee. Goodbye to all their friends, associates, contractors, and family. Goodbye. We hope that takes. Guys, the fast is going well. Very well. Of course, there has been these symptoms where they've been climbing up on us, putting that sickness on us. Something about fasting makes them want to really, remember when we were first fasting very, very seriously and going full blast, nothing at all, and have been doing it for a while, they noticed our vibration had changed. And that's whenever they began attacking us with physically. So again, I say that whomever or whatever it is that's planning harm to us or sickness, if that's, whatever evil intentions they have for us, just say, let it be for them. Let it be that they receive that instead. That, that is just, reflected, bounced away from me back to the sender where it belongs, because they're not supposed to do that to me. And again, I just thank you all for all your help. I'll keep it at probably under 50, 70 calories, something like that a day. And other than Pepto, that we're taking from time to time because of these attacks, that we really probably wouldn't have but 50 calories a day. I'm figuring if you're under 100 calories a day, you're officially fasting, because it's pretty much unavoidable that you're going to take in something, a piece of gum or something, 5 calories here, 10, 15 calories there. And there's like, lifesavers or a piece of gum or anything like that. It all has a calorie or two in it. And I today I had a couple sips of regular stuff today to settle my stomach. So I'm praying again, that that's going to be ended. I'm being told that it is being ended, and that all that's being taken out and away from us, being driven out. And very soon, there will be no more chances for them to connect with me in any way, shape, or form, spiritually or energetically. And that's good, because that's what we've been praying for roughly 15, 16, 17 years or something like that. So that'll be grand. That'll be absolutely grand. I was listening to CJ a while ago, and I'll tell you, he's an inspiration. He tends to highlight our best qualities, and I often think he's talking about me and my past that is coming back to light and to be me again. Because in the past, a whole lot of stuff that we did was just nothing, man. I mean, we just did it, And I think that's another lot of what they stole from me. Is, that it's like in that Aerosmith song, feels like my get up and go must have got up and went. Well, I think it didn't get up and go. I think what it was is somebody stole it. And they passed it around to a few others. I'm praying again, that eliminated and cut off from me, completely and totally, leaving no trace here, everything that is satanic, anything of a demon or the demonic. We pray that all demons are driven from us, and that none, or their servants, they've been talking again about, well, this one person keeps on getting in your energy, the invader, which I'm sure is the wicked witch, Christina, which, of course, I say goodbye to, and I release them completely. It's something we don't need or want. We release them. They're under no contract with me, and we renounce, of course, any kind of relationship they claim with us, or any kind of agreement, regardless of whether it was made unknowingly or not, because we don't want an agreement with them. We don't want any kind of partnership with them. So just to cover that one more time, put it out there publicly. So I've been listening to what's going on, and again, I'm just very happy, that this is being solved, and that stuff's being driven out, and they're not going to be a problem here in the future. I've been assured of this, that it is happening, and I can feel it. They're being forced out, and thank God, thank the good Lord above. And because I'll tell you guys, there's nothing like it to have another entity that's not a part of you or your tribe, not your vibe, trying to make a home with you. And of course, like I said, everybody knows it's all a lie, and that it's all for them. We would never agree to anything with them. And anyone who's following them and what they say, I don't know how they count for anything, because they're following the damned right into the pit. And it's as though their eyes are completely closed. And I think it's funny that, I hear these stories about how they told people how you're evil. I sure would like to know how I'm evil, or what evidence they have of that, since they're the ones who are all after this one single guy. And what? Are they supposed to be all holy or something? Clean? I prayed today, and again I pray the heavens wash me clean of all unclean spirits, including Christine Noel, Donald, and all those camp close to me, and Thomas Lee and Sylvester and all that. Because those are not clean spirits. You know, if they're walking around being all black and doing all those black things, those are unclean spirits. And I pray that they are kept out from me, and that all that stuff's blocked from us. And we'll continue to feel better, and we'll be able to move on and do some more stuff and get some more things done. It is getting better, and it is getting easier. And I'm very happy to be made cool, probably blue. I'm glad of it, because, you know, the blue skies do claim us as theirs. Heavens do claim us as theirs. And that makes me happy too. Because, again, this whole write your story thing, well, it's a real loose outline. First, the heavens separate me from these others that we've been trying to get away from. The ones that have been holding us down, try to take all our blessings and all that stuff. In other words, the unworthy darkness people. Yeah, so we get our victory over that first. And then, you know, all of these, everything else will lead to just really good stuff. And again, you know, if it serves the purposes of heaven, that we become rich and famous for some reason, so we can say, well, you know, it was only my faith in Christ that got me through, you know, or something to that effect, and to be able to attest to the fact that, yeah, I know demons personally. I've known them all, I think, and I can tell you they're not your friends. Because past that, I have that testimony to reality. But we got to get that deliverance thing done. And it seemed like we almost did. Everyone was convinced we were out. And then, guess what? Here it comes again with some excuse. And that's all it is, an excuse. That's why I pray to the heavens above, that they deliver me. Because I don't, you know, this is not I've never been trained for battling with some evil, dead parasite thing. You know, I'm pretty sure I was never supposed to be experiencing anything like this. But again, you know, our Father in heaven will help us. They're going to help us. They're going to get us out of this, and more importantly, they're going to get them out of us. Because I am not Chris, and Chris is not me. I'm not Donald, and Donald is not me. I'm not any of these people that have been trying to attach themselves to me and put all their burdens on me and use me and take my energy and do everything they could to keep me down and unproductive and not going forward like I need to. So again, I'm very happy that I am being removed from that. And they're being removed from me. Because it's only an alien invasion force. That's all it is. Just like all the illegal aliens. Those people, they're not seeking asylum from anything other than coming from a really crappy country that they were born into, because that's what they deserve to be born into. That's how the system works, guys. You know, these idiots on TV or whatever, you know, the bleeding heart liberals or something, which are really demons, want those people in this country for a very specific reason, and it's not for the good of anything other than themselves. And they'll act like, these poor people are the hardest working people in the world, and they just want jobs, and they want this and they want that, and like, you owe it to them. And you don't. Your forefathers, all your ancestors, worked their butts off and went to wars and bled so you could have a country that was not overrun by a bunch of people who weren't supposed to be here, taking up all the opportunities and taking up all the money from the government and using up all the welfare and all the raising the costs and all kinds of things. No, wasn't supposed to be that at all. And it is just a plot by demons. But the demons are all going to fail. They're failing now. Their only story, all these of the satanic, demonic, this whole divine feminine thing, whatever the hell that is, Satan, is they're in their failure stage now. That's all they got. Failure and defeat, loss, shrinkage, over and over again, day in and day out, as I continue to win and move up and be completely and totally made separate from all of them and all that they have and all that they would offer me. Because, of course, we don't want anything they offer, do we? Unless it be gold, silver maybe. But they're going to be paying me back as far as I know. And if they don't, I don't really care because I'll be very well off anyway without them. You know, that's just being made free of them is the great victory. To be free of them and be able to be more in connection with God and heaven and all those above that love me. That's the great victory. If the other stuff comes along and I'm blessed like I've been told I'm going to be blessed, then that's wonderful. That's just absolutely wonderful. But remember, my basic goal is to leave. Certainly to leave this garbage world that we didn't agree to be in or be a part of. And for all of you who do love us and whom are for our ascension and well-being, our health, and our victory, we love you and thank you so very much. And I pray that the heavens bless you in your labors and make your labors for me easy. And I pray that all of you who are helping us to rise above this and to keep the others out, I pray that they're all very well blessed. I pray heaven provides us with that big security force, that army of angelic, heavenly beings to come and be with us and stay with me, to keep out these others, to live here with the Prince of Peace in me, in the light, and I pray that the light drives out all that is of these dark entities, these demonic and satanic things. The light is with us. The light, as far as I know, has claimed us, and that's good, and I like that. I wouldn't have it any other way. So I pray the light, more light comes and defends this vessel and sends out from us all these other things. And again, guys, we love you for loving us, and we love heaven for loving us, and we love the sky for loving us, and all the good God people for loving us, and all the light. And we'll talk to you again real soon.